G'day everyone, here with EMO today, and what we're going to be doing is actually going to be running you through how to install the latest firmware version for EMO, which is just been released, which is version 1.40. Now, there's also a new update for the app as well, the email app, and that is now at version 1.09. So that is available to download right now on the iOS and Android store. Okay, so I would recommend install the app first, and then of course place your email on the skateboard. Make sure you take or you did disconnect all any smart lights or anything like that. So once you've done that, all you've got to do, so install the app as you've done, as I've already done. Then make sure you connect to the correct email if you've got more than one. Click on connect, and then what you'll see is a message that will pop up on the screen. There are a few little options that have just come up, new features. But what you'll see on the screen is the message that to say that there is an important firmware update, and what you've got to do next is make sure you click on OK. So once I click on OK, you will see on the screen it'll disconnect my connection to EMO. Okay, EMO will now turn off quickly, and then what it will do, it will restart just in a couple of seconds, show you the one, which means it's an update for EMO, which is one firmware update available. And then what it will do, it will start downloading the firmware. So basically this will take approximately 10, maybe 15 minutes, depending on how quickly your EMO will download the firmware update. So basically you won't need the app anymore. So the app, we can move that away for now. And this firmware update is approximately about 22 megabytes in size. And as I mentioned before, will take approximately 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how quickly, as I mentioned, your EMO will download the app, the firmware update. So as always, the steps will go through. The first step will basically is downloading, which is step 1, as you can see now on the screen. This will go for a while, and what I'll do while this is happening, I will fast forward this section so you don't have to wait and see boring download happening. And then once it's back, I'll jump back on to the email app and confirm that it's on version 1.40, and that's it. So basically, as I mentioned before as well, you don't need the email app anymore. That basically at the moment, see, it's not connected anymore because it's trying to find EMO. So as you saw before, once you did click on OK, it will then disconnect, EMO reboots, shows that one update message, and then it will start to download the firmware. So I'm not going to talk anymore. I'll let this fast forward until it gets to the end, which is going to be step 6. EMO will then reboot, pop up on the screen to tell you everything is cool, and then we'll check the firmware on the app to show you that everything's okay. So that's it. So we'll fast forward this section now until it gets to the end. Okay, so the firmware update's just completed. EMO's checking files, as you can see there on the screen. Once he's finished checking his files, could take maybe a couple of seconds to a minute, maybe a bit longer, depending on how fast your EMO goes. Then he will start up again, and he'll give you that little tick, and he's good to go. So he's now just finished doing his firmware update. So all you got to do now is connect back into the app. As you can see now, EMO's ready to go. He looks like he's good. So connect back into the app, which I'll be doing right now. Okay. And then from there, once we go back in there, so what I'll do is I'll just quickly just go into firmware. Hang on a sec. Let me just get that up and running. Firmware. Okay, and then once we're back in the firmware, we can see that we are on the correct version, which is firmware 1.40. Okay, so that is it. So that's all we got to do with the app. There's nothing else we need to do. You won't get any more alerts, anything to say that it's up, there's a new firmware running, because it's all done. So that is it. Nice and quick. Simple and easy. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And that's it. Just remember one thing, just download, make sure you do download the latest iOS or Android app for EMO when you do start your firmware update. Okay? So thank you once again for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.